As we approach the annual celebration of all things cannabis on 420, being an election year, the debate isn't just about who should occupy the Oval Office, but also about which candidate would make a better smoking buddy. Now, before you get too excited about lining up with either Joe Biden or Donald Trump, let's hear what some people in the cannabis industry had to say. Matthew Jantz, the director for marketing for The Source, a Nevada-based chain of dispensaries, humorously quipped, "I'm not touching this question with a 420-foot pole. I'd rather smoke with my mom, who's never smoked." Alec Rockfeld, CEO of Happy Fruit Edible Company, expressed his dilemma, stating, "Neither of them seem cannabis-friendly to me, and I think we're still waiting for an openly supportive candidate." Trump's stance on cannabis during his tenure didn't exactly endear him to the pot aficionados. Despite a few pardons and not aggressively targeting states with legal cannabis laws, his support for federal prohibition and his comments about drug dealers receiving the death penalty left many uneasy. On the other hand, Biden's recent forgiveness for cannabis-related offenses might indicate a softer approach, but his role in the war on drugs and his hesitancy to remove cannabis from the list of harmful drugs raises doubts. Adam Terry, CEO of Cantrip, sees a glimmer of hope in Biden, despite being a reformed drug warrior, suggesting that Democratic Congress could eventually pass laws to make it easier for the cannabis industry to use bank accounts rather than relying on cash, just like other businesses can. Terry went on to say, hell, maybe there's even a path towards a national hemp regulation that could stabilize these varying state rules. With Trump, I think we just end up with more ultra-conservative Christians in Congress who think that smoking weed will cause their wives to leave them and their children to grow horns. However, Zane Witzel, founder of the CEO of Canador, remains skeptical about any politician's potential impact on the cannabis industry, stating, "Neither's going to deliver on anything, and I wouldn't want to smoke with any politician ever." Strong words, but perhaps not unexpected in the realm of politics. Now, while some might entertain the idea of getting high with a presidential candidate, others are more pragmatic. Liam Cohen, founder of Toking Jew, said that while he believes that Biden is better for his business, he admits that he would rather smoke with Trump. I can only imagine the outlandish takes that he would have after ripping a bong. Joe Horton, CEO of Loud Cannabis, would also rather smoke with Trump over Biden, even though he thinks the current president might be better for the industry. Horton joked Biden is making some pretty important steps towards legalization, but he might be asleep after a puff of my cannabis. Now, Terrence White, CEO of the Monco Cannabis brand, would be more comfortable sparking it up with Joe. He says, "I have a daughter. Women's rights are important to me and everyone. It's the lesser of two evils question," he said. But let's not forget about the sheer curiosity surrounding a session with Trump. Mason Palmer, co-founder of Smoke Honest, jokes about the potential entertainment factor, stating, "There's nothing like smoking with an ultra-conservative old folks. Their reaction to cannabis is always priceless." So, as the debate rages on, it seems there's no clear winner in the race for the ultimate smoking companion. Whether it's Biden's potential policy changes or Trump's unpredictable reactions, one thing's for sure, the cannabis industry isn't short on opinions when it comes to who they'd rather share a joint with. And as far as my own take, if I had to choose, I'd probably opt to smoking with most politicians, but if pressed, I'd lean towards Biden over Trump. Why? Well, it's not a political reason, and it's not because I'm expecting enlightening political discourse over a bowl. It's simply because I figure Biden might bring better quality smoke to the table. After all, his history on the war on drugs notwithstanding, I'd take my chances with him over the prospect of Trump breaking out some subpar boof. Given Mr. Trump's culinary preference for overcooked steak, McDonald's, and Diet Coke, it's not a stretch to imagine that he'd settle for some low-quality boof or even Delta 8 smoked from a 24-karat bowl. In other words, I'll take my chances with Dark Brandon. Thank you very much. I'm Stone Slade reporting for the High at 9 News.
Oh man, this is a good one, man.
This
I'm
is
so glad
great.
that you took this story.
Yes,
because
I'm glad he did.
I would love to hear everybody.
Donald Trump has reposted me rolling up marijuana and smoking it and lighting it on Twitter, giving me millions and millions and millions of views.
All right, so you're saying you would obviously smoke with Trump? Like, why would you smoke?
I'm definitely gonna smoke with Trump, but I'm just gonna say something as far as like regulatory. I think that people tend to put a lot of pressure on Biden and Trump to do something about the marijuana industry, and not realizing that we just need to put the pressure on Congress. They create the laws, and ultimately it can say or whatever, but it's just going to be people just passing the hot potato to the next person. And giving the blame to somebody else. It's Congress that needs to do it, not Trump or Biden. I'm smoking with Trump. We're going to laugh at Biden, but I don't think that Trump is as harsh to the industry as people would like to think. I just think that I I don't think he had an opportunity to do anything either.
He didn't.
So that's just my take on it.
He didn't. It was supposed to be a second term.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a second term.
Who would you smoke with and why, Dale?
It's always the next term.
Look, I'm not quite as old as both of those old farts, but I'm getting close to them. And I don't know if I want to be in the same room with either one of them, let alone smoke in a bowl with either one of them. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Oh, you're going to say
I don't trust either one of them as
You'd
far as I
rather
can
pass
control.
than puff.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Rochelle?
Rochelle, what about you?
I mean, I love this story. I think it's hilarious.
Fantastic.
Initially, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I want to touch this with a 420-foot pole. But then as I started hearing more, I do agree with some of the sentiments that Trump might be more entertaining as a whole, but Biden can maybe be more impactful. So I feel like for me, I would probably want to be in the situation that would be the most impactful for the community as a whole, even if Trump might say some mad out-of-pocket shit that could be pretty hilarious in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I would 100% smoke with Trump. I would smoke with Trump.
Nikki Bradley. Hold on. Let me address somebody in the comments. Nikki Bradley. I own multiple marijuana dispensaries in New York City, and I have cultivating marijuana.
You don't need to give Nick. You don't give Nick nothing.
Don't take the bait.
Yeah,
No. Some hear me out, people. I'm not beefing with her.
No,
listen. She may not know me, and you may not like Donald Trump, and that's cool, sister. But I love him. All right. And you don't have to like that. I come on High at 9 News to tell you guys that I love Donald Trump, but that's my guy.
Oh my God!
All right.
And I smoke more weed than you do.
Oh boy.
Okay. What I was saying was, like, I would 100% smoke with Trump. I think Joe Biden would pass out after one hit. Mm-hmm. It would just be a non-event, and I want to see Donald Trump high, like straight up. I want to see it. Just want to see what would happen with Donald Trump. I think he would be entertaining to be around, and I don't like being depressed when I smoke weed. Mm-hmm. So I think Donald Trump would be a more entertaining time. Just on a lighthearted note, I think Joe Biden would not last like one hit of anything, and he would fall asleep.
See,
so.
you, Rico, I'm on the same page as you, because it's like I'm definitely choosing Trump on this. But if I was to smoke with Joe Biden, I have a feeling that we would be smoking my weed. He would ultimately pass out, and that we wouldn't have really any follow-up conversation. But I would also really worry about his health, and I just know that my stuff is so strong that he may possibly, from coughing, break one of his ribs, and I would not want to be responsible for anything like
but look
that.
Look at it the other way. Maybe he takes a couple of hits of the best weed in the world, and all of a sudden, he's rejuvenated. He's lost about 20 years.
That's not
brand new man.
No, that's not going to happen.
Real medicine in him. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm not buying that, because Joe Biden is the architect of the 3 strikes law and whatnot. And when you compare, when you compare legislatively, I mean, Trump only had 4 years, but at least he did get the First Step Act passed, and which is a lot more than President Biden has done in his term with his little whatever you guys.
Joe Biden freed all of the
people that weren't in jail.
Emancipator.
All the people that weren't in jail, exactly. But now
he did cannabis forgiveness.
Yes, but now smoking with Trump, okay? You just have to imagine this. You're gonna be sitting over there at Mar-a-Lago, smoking a joint over on the patio with the Florida sunshine, just chilling. All right, Secret Service around, and that would be the business, bro. That would be the business. And I have a good story for you. I actually have a real good story for you.
Anybody can get in.
I have a real good story for you, Rico. You're gonna like this. I'm sitting at Mar-a-Lago, and I'm at a table about 10 people at this table, and we're discussing a sale of some licenses in Puerto Rico. And all of a sudden, President Trump comes down, and he points at our table. He's like, "Look at that table." He says, "Look at that table." He said, "That is an amazing table right there. There is some business getting done right there." And let me tell you something. I smell a deal, and let me tell you something. I want in on that deal. And I turned over to him, and I said, "President Trump, you're in." And that was that.
I think that you're high. The worst story I've ever heard on this show.
You're just a hater, bro.
I think you're high if you think that old Donnie Appleseed isn't going to be falling asleep too. So both those.
No,
guys
I don't think he
handle.
would. I don't think he would. He's very high energy, Stone. Very high energy.
Not enough McDonald's, you know. Donald Trump is always on that sugar rush.
Oh man,
So.
that was fun, you guys. Thank you so much for covering that, Stone. We're gonna roll to